Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Also like, subscribe to the channel. Follow our Twitter to stay up to date with any roster moves / players sitting and games postponed. Also DM us on Twitter for a wild card lineup. Top 5 from tonight's slate by position. At the point guard, we got Damian Lillard. At the shooting guard, we got Victor Oladipo. Small forward, we got LeBron James. Power forward, we got Anthony Davis. And at the center position, we got DeMarcus Cousins. Alright, this is the new format. If you're new to the channel, we just combined our old format with our new format. That's pretty much what we're doing here. If you're new to the channel, feel free to read this whole slide in its entirety. These are the symbols you're going to see throughout this presentation. They're going to do a lot of explaining for you for the players that I can't particularly explain. So be sure to take a picture of this page so you can know what each of these symbols mean. All right, and a page like this. Remember, obvious picks are not included. Lillard, Curry, and Paul are players who don't need icons, as the decision to pick them comes down to if you can fit them in your lineup based on salary. John Wall is included in this because his matchup is good versus Portland. Mock lineup. Number 1, if you're new to this channel, feel free to use these mock lineups we provide for you guys as a base. Use 90% of them and substitute players where you see fit to get your own taste for your own lineup. Alright, Lillard will be carrying a load, and it would be versus Houston, who still doesn't play defense. Jackson and Kennard performed exceptional last game with their stars out. Confident they would do the same if they plan to stay close versus Miami. The Lakers play Detroit. Both teams are on a back-to-back. KCP is playing his old team, and LeBron is LeBron. Kelly Oubre has been balling lately. We are sure he won't be happy to face the team that traded him off this offseason. Look for a game over his average FDP. Blake is coming off rest, playing AD, but options at the power forward position are thin. He should be good for at least his average. Draymond Green is the utility guy. Phoenix isn't great stopping power forwards at getting their fantasy points. DeAndre Ayton will have a matchup advantage versus the rookie Wiseman. And here's a page. Be sure to pay attention to these symbols. These symbols will do all the explaining here. Hitter by position lineup. Curry is coming off a subpar game when you consider his salary, but he's a hitter and can find plenty of points versus Phoenix and their low-ranked defense. Wall versus Portland, we think this will give him a chance for everything outside of scoring game points, and that's going to boost his FDP. Kendrick Nunn is getting a ton of minutes and making the most of them. Terrence Mann is strictly playing more because of injury situation. Bridges and Melo are playing with injuries to their roster, not only boosting their minutes but also their FDP. Zubac is solid enough to get his average. Solid cheap pick, as he's the last center option for the evening worth picking. Alright, very important here. Portland will be missing a handful of players. Look for Melo to be a solid option for tonight. Very important. Late heavy lineup. This lineup is stacked with Phoenix and Golden State players. You should be smooth, as you have AD and Gordon early on, and Kennard and Ellington have stepped up to provide much better than their average. Should be fun waiting for 10 p.m. Alright, this lineup too. Your options at the power forward position aren't great. Or this is not a lineup, excuse me, but these players too at the power forward position. Your options at the power forward position aren't great. They are mediocre at best. If you are trying to spend heavy on your hitters tomorrow, keep in mind injury situations and matchups. Look for the Phoenix and Golden State game to have plenty of good matchups. Early heavy lineup. This is the most difficult to piece together. When thinking about injuries and trying to fit in so many good players, we wanted to stack some really good FDP players so that you won't be relying too heavy on Johnson and Green late. We are also assuming Cousins won't take steps back with Christian Wood coming back. All right, we nailed the Harold prediction yesterday. This time around, he may do better. Detroit has high energy players off the bench too, but they aren't as talented around the rim. Two most expensive lineup. LeBron and AD are the most expensive. Chris Paul coming off a good game. Golden State is also off a back-to-back, and he's always motivated to play Steph. Sterling Brown will likely see good minutes if this game gets out of hand. Since everyone is healthy, he is a good fill-in. Eric Gordon, comes off the bench and still scores like crazy. You're hoping he does more than score? That's his biggest issue. His FDP can be heavily reliant on his actual game points. Anthony Davis, versus Detroit, Next. We have nothing to say there. You better get AD. Ibaka has been solid and looks to continue that in this Ibaka looks solid and looks to continue that in this very good matchup. Wiseman will have a tough night, but he's played better lately, leading to more minutes. Player per game lineup. This lineup could definitely be altered. If you notice, we made sure LeBron or AD were in each lineup. If you remove either of them, you will have a ton of money. I would make sure you have at least one player in that game though, as it could be very high scoring. We remove LeBron or AD, and this is possible, and this is a possible lineup. You can definitely swap around because you'll have plenty of money. And this is the last lineup we will be providing for you guys. Be sure to like the video if this video provided you with any value. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And also comment any suggestions or questions that you may have. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.